Hi everyone. Today I'm going to share with you a really interesting case about a ship called the Ever Given, and how its accident led to a legal and logistical nightmare that affected the entire world. We'll look at it through the lens of UNCLOS, the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, and how different states got involved. You might remember this from the news. The Ever Given was that massive container ship that got stuck in the Suez Canal. For almost a week, nothing could pass. Around 400 ships were delayed, and the world saw how one grounded ship could freeze global trade. Once it was freed, Egypt detained the vessel for months, demanding damages. Now, here's where UNCLOS kicks in. The Ever Given was flagged under Panama, which means Panama was the flag state and was supposed to oversee the vessel's compliance with international laws under Article 94 of UNCLOS. However, Panama didn't really step in or take responsibility. This shows a common issue with flags of convenience, countries that register foreign ships but don't always enforce safety or legal standards. Egypt was the coastal state, and the Suez Canal is part of Egypt's internal waters, so they had full legal authority over the situation. Under Article 25 of UNCLOS and their local laws, they carried out the investigation and took control of the legal process. They didn't just demand compensation for fun, they cited the economic losses and cost of salvage operations. Egypt's reaction was a clear example of a coastal state asserting its rights under international law. Egypt also acted as a port state, especially when it detained the ship in the Great Bitter Lake. Under Articles 218 to 219 of UNCLOS, port states can inspect and hold vessels for legal or environmental reasons. This gave Egypt even more authority to keep the Ever Given in custody while they negotiated damages. So here, Egypt used both its coastal and port state powers effectively. This case wasn't just about UNCLOS. Other conventions came into play too, like CLYDE, which deals with ship safety, and IMO pilotage guidelines since the ship had an Egyptian pilot on board. Still, UNCLOS served as the main legal framework, defining who had jurisdiction, who was responsible, and what actions were legally justified. It shows how different international rules come together in one maritime incident. What we learn here is that coastal and port states have real power when it comes to maritime enforcement. Meanwhile, the flag state, in this case Panama, had almost no visible involvement. This incident also shows us how fragile the global trade system can be. One ship getting stuck caused billions in delays. It's a reminder of why we need strong, enforceable maritime laws like UNCLOS. Thank you for listening. I hope this helped you understand how UNCLOS actually works in real situations, not just in theory.